Once again, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I'm writer and historian Jim Fanning, and if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, certainly you're very welcome, or if you've seen all the videos, you're equally welcome. But I'd like to invite every one of you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and certainly like each of the videos, if you really like them, and I hope you do. So here we are in Halloween season. Halloween is just a few days away, and if you were with me for my last video about my 5 favorite Halloween treats, you saw that I shared these wonderful figures based on the TV special, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. So this video is going to be all about Charlie Brown and Snoopy and Halloween. The Peanuts characters from the world-famous comic strip written and drawn by Charles Schulz are a big part of the Halloween season. As you might also know, we're celebrating 70 years of Peanuts because the comic strip debuted in 1950. And although the strip debuted in October of 1950, it wasn't until the following year, October 1951, that we saw the first of the Peanuts Halloween strips. And they reflect the fact that Peanuts really did start out as a strip about tiny little children and what they might be doing. Snoopy was just a puppy. It was really just about the activities of these small children. So Halloween was definitely part of that, of course, but it was about the cute costumes and the funny little things that they might do. Almost immediately, Peanuts started to evolve into something beyond that, something more specific yet universal, and became ever more of a fantasy, ever more of a surreal world in which odd things happened, especially to good old Charlie Brown. So part of this evolution was the idea of the Great Pumpkin being introduced, and that was in 1959. So 9 years into the strip before that very famous element in the Peanuts comic strip was introduced. And this, according to Charles Schulz himself, was based on Linus's confusion between Christmas and Halloween, and also a commentary on some of the traditions and the commercialization of Christmas, which was always a very popular theme for Charles Schulz. And we see that in the TV special, A Charlie Brown Christmas. So as the strip went on every year in Halloween, the idea of the Great Pumpkin grew and was dealt with more and more. Linus sitting out in the pumpkin patch on Halloween night, waiting for the Great Pumpkin while the other kids were trick-or-treating. Then in 1966, this all was immortalized in the very famous TV special, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, which has been shown on TV ever since, although as we speak, this year, 2020, the Peanuts specials are moving from network broadcasting to streaming on Apple TV, and this has proved to be quite controversial. But the point being, the Peanuts characters have been a big part of Halloween, especially since the introduction of the whole Great Pumpkin theme. Now, one of the great Peanuts licensees over the years has been Hallmark. They started in 1960. Hallmark has been a Peanuts licensee for decades, and they still are. And every year since the 1960s, Hallmark has produced Peanuts-themed merchandise that tied in with Halloween. So we're going to take a look at a little of that right now. Among the most fun of the Peanuts memorabilia issued by Hallmark is the earliest, or one of the earliest, which is the Peanuts Book of Pumpkin Carols. This was introduced by Hallmark as early as 1965 and was issued every Halloween thereafter for years and years. By 1971, we had this wonderful art that specifically tied in with the songs and with the Halloween season. And they're really great drawings. This was certainly the golden age for the Peanuts comic strip. Regardless of what year or what version we were looking at from what year, the cover featured Linus preaching about this whole idea of the Great Pumpkin and the Halloween season. And in this version, he says, Halloween is becoming a forgotten holiday. We dedicated followers of the Great Pumpkin must do something to rekindle the Halloween spirit. Let us not rest until the universe resounds with pumpkin carols. So This again sprung out of the whole idea of Linus confusing Christmas and Halloween, and one of the very first Great Pumpkin comic strips featured Linus saying, "Let's get the gang together and sing some pumpkin carols." So somebody at Hallmark thought, well, what a great idea, and then they had this fun book. And the whole idea is that these songs would be sung to the tunes of famous Christmas carols with Halloween and Great Pumpkin lyrics. I'm dreaming of the Great Pumpkin instead of, well, I'm sure you can guess. So these were really fun, and there's definitely stories over the years of people having parties, of school children and classes singing the Pumpkin Carol. So what a fun way for Peanuts to be integrated into the Halloween holiday. Over the years, Hallmark had this whole line of party goods called Plans a Party, and they would issue everything you could need for any kind of party with all kinds of beautiful art. And they certainly used the Peanuts license that they had to incorporate, say, Snoopy and the Red Baron, or what have you, from the Peanuts comic strip. So since Halloween parties are big, there were, of course, a whole line of Great Pumpkin themed party goods. And I have an example here, which is invitations. So this wonderful art of Linus and Snoopy, and the sign says, "Join us at the pumpkin patch." So if you were having a party, you would send this to your friends, and inside it would say, "To welcome the Great Pumpkin, date, time, location of patch." So these are really fun. Centerpieces were always a big part of the Hallmark party goods line, and they were always so well done, and this is no exception. In fact, this is one of the best. Certainly it fits in with the theme of the Great Pumpkin. It's Linus and the Great Pumpkin, and we have a great photograph with even some candy corn here of what it might look like on your table. But it's also fun because on the back, it gives a whole idea of what you could use your centerpiece for. It could be for a Great Pumpkin party. Doesn't that sound like fun? Halloween parties, Peanuts parties, birthday parties, party prize, or as a gift. And then there's some great ideas for party ideas for both children and adults. Because remember, Peanuts has always been for adults as well as for children, sometimes considered a children's property, which it is most certainly not. Its sophistication has always lent itself to adult popularity, and in fact its sophistication and wit is what really gained it its first wave of huge popularity with college students. There are party ideas, and best of all for historians, we have a party checklist, so we know what goods were produced for this Plans a Party line. Use this handy checklist to be sure you have all the Hallmark matching Linus and the Great Pumpkin Party accessories you need to make entertaining easy, with more fun and less work for you. That's really selling it. We have the centerpiece, we have invitations, there were dinner plates, dessert plates, cups, luncheon napkins, beverage napkins, a table cover, coasters, and a few other things as well for bridge if you were having a bridge party. So it's really fun how you get all that stuff and have this whole themed party. But enough of that chit-chat. We want to take a look at this centerpiece, which is in really good shape, and it's hard to find. First of all, the centerpiece is in their original envelope or cover, but especially finding them in this great of a shape is not easy. So first of all, let's take a look at it. There it is with this great art. And what you might not realize is on the back, we even have a back view. It's really incredible the lengths Hallmark went to produce this wonderful centerpiece. So we have this really cool honeycomb pumpkin, three-dimensional. And since Snoopy is popping out of the pumpkin, he also has one for a little hat here, the lid of the pumpkin. So there we have it, all set up and on the table. It's a real beauty, and as I'm sure you've noticed, Hallmark even issued this miniature version, which could have been used for a party favor or whatever. Now, of course, there are many Peanuts licensees besides Hallmark, and one of the licensees that has issued Peanuts merchandise over the years has been McDonald's. They are still having Peanuts Happy Meals, and in fact, this one is from last year. It's themed to the whole idea of Snoopy in Space, an initiative which was sort of renewed last year with the anniversary of the moonwalk. And here we have Snoopy in space, some puzzles, really fun. And these were issued with these little booklets. Given the popularity of the Peanuts characters at Halloween time, it seemed inevitable that there would be a McDonald's tie-in starring the Peanuts characters with Halloween. So as fate and McDonald's would have it, there had been a popular series of treat pails, which were meant to be taken out on trick-or-treating and collect your treats. And these original ones were issued as early as 1985. And over the years, licensed characters such as Scooby-Doo, which is a perfect fit, had their own Happy Meals Halloween trick-or-treat pails. The Scooby-Doo pails were issued in 2012. In 2016, for the 50th anniversary of It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, McDonald's had Happy Meals in these great Halloween pails tied into, guess what? 50 years of It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. So they used this wonderful art from the TV special and the characters as they were appeared in that very classic animated show. This great handle with Snoopy and the pumpkin patch. It has kind of this raised surface. And it also came with these stickers. This could be used as a lid, I think. And a classic Peanuts strip from early in the whole era of the Great Pumpkin. So this was the first one. A nice orange pumpkin color. And there was also this blue one, blue representing night, I guess. So we have the pumpkin patch at night. Again, using this wonderful art from the TV show. Again, this great logo celebrating 50 years of the special. Same handle. And 4 stickers. So these are just a few of the Halloween-themed Peanuts merchandise that has been issued over the years. I hope you've enjoyed it, and maybe it's brought a little more fun to your Halloween celebration this year. And I'd like to wish you a happy and safe Halloween, and may you get anything but a rock in your trick-or-treat pail.